The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
Oh? You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
And she's
Examine her
doing what
carefully?
no one
Like
dares to.
using our hands? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
Yeah, or just not
It's
about
not
that
I'm
like
freaked
she
out or
is,
anything,
I
it's
guess.
Based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
She's about that.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
You shut your mouth.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Put her hands together in a brief prayer. Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This
You're not
is...
about that. Oh.
What is this...
What is it?
Holy shit, what the hell? Wait, hold on. I had a screenshot right there. Not gonna lie.
Not possible. It's not possible.
She's charging up. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
Is what?
a boy.
So she is actually a he. Interesting.
Did she?
Thank
Wait.
you for confirming this fact.
I don't know why I'm acting like I don't know this. But does that mean she had to?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know?
Bro, what?
Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Bullshit.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's
you
what
knew.
Kyoko wanted
So
to show
Monokuma already
everyone,
knew,
huh?
but
Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
man.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy, yet the thought never even crossed my mind. Shit, bruh. I would, you know, if there was a game I could wipe my memory of completely so I could experience it blind, it would be this game. Unfortunately, I know way more than I should. And that goes the same with Danganronpa too. I would just love to like just discover all these twists and turns for myself. When I don't know, but it's this shit is, some of this stuff is seared into my memory because I was just so invested. Everything about this game is interesting.
And because the victim was
one way
male,
or another.
he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male,
then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
You just didn't tell nobody? Wait, maybe that was her. Maybe that was Chihiro's secret.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion.
The motive.
The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Incongruity. No chest. Maybe you can
This is the
consider
most
it just
titillating
flat.
situation!
That is crazy. It does explain it, I guess.
So now
but
everything
what the
has
hell?
been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Maybe you
Okay,
gonna
well,
thought he was just
connected or clear or whatever.
underdeveloped
We
as a
still
woman.
think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
You asking Makoto or you asking
Well,
me?
without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look
Because
like
there's a
genocide
difference.
Jack
Because it means
did.
I have to answer
But I
and risk losing health.
think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery.
Yeah, a little weirdo.
The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
You're weird, Byakuya.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
Isn't that?
At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy.
Yeah, everyone's shy about that.
If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
Mark it as
He's
correct.
right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and
What?
decided to alter it.
You what?
Are you fucking with us right now?
Yeah, Art. What?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
You decided to
I
mess
find
with
it
the
very
body.
hard to believe.
You got your fucking mind?
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to
I
be
said
executed
I know
along
a
with the
lot.
rest of us.
I don't. There's a lot of details that I don't know, or just don't remember. You know, from watching a playthrough all those long years ago. I'm saying that it was a while ago though. It was a long time ago. You know, I remember the crazy stuff, not the details though.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly
It comes
matter
to
right
in-depth
now.
about
Uncovering
the
the culprit
trials.
is much more important, wouldn't you say?
I
Now
don't
then,
remember shit.
if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
Exactly.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
He doesn't seem like it.
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Where do we go from here, though? But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? So, I mean, one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Alright. Let's keep on going. Celeste's account. At the
Isn't
warehouse.
there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's
Wait,
over.
that's it.
It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
That's it. Okay.
No, that's wrong!
Yeah, I'm glad I let it keep going.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
You're the
The
only
rest
one.
of you had no idea,
You're the only
did
one.
you? That is why
you
you're all
told only
making
me.
such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
Perhaps this is why Chihiro
Track jacket
always
and a duffel
declined.
bag. But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
And he always, you know,
It seems
snuck
likely that the
out.
culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
No, but you're going, I'm in kind of a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
Eh?
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Because they would expose you. It
Probably
would
because he was
expose-
afraid you'd
expose
find out
his
the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Oh.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Oh, you just don't. Okay.
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Straight to it, huh?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of
The duffel
evidence that
bag
we
and the
don't
track
have?
jacket.
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine.
Alright, put me in. I'm ready to.
Did you notice
Answer.
anything special about the bag or jacket?
I'll figure it out.
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from.
We're there.
Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. Okay, shit. So let's account. We might have to. We probably have to take one.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was
Take
headed.
a truth bullet.
He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
Is there a good
What do you
reason?
mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
Yeah, I can tell.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Black
Did
one,
any
white
of
one.
that really help
no
us
one.
get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
Ah, shit. This is. Let me read. I clearly have to take one of those.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
How did he know something like that?
First of all, we know that he was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to
I
ask,
missed. Whatever.
why did he choose the specific track?
What do you mean, the specific
I got it! He picked it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're... The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Wait. The same blue tracksuit. Wow, you're actually a dumbass. Wait.
I don't even... Cause exercising...
I have a white tracksuit person. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, we know where Chihiro, he was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is... The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
What truth bullet do we use here?
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit person. I got it from the
Did any of that really help us?
No way.
My tracksuit is
Not
black.
a chance.
Okay, I clearly get what we're going for.
First of all, we know that he was on his way to go exercise.
Do we use the black tracksuit to refute the... No, we use the blue tracksuit
So
to
next
refute
week, why
the
did he
black
choose this-
tracksuit.
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So, what you're saying... The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Nope.
Fuck!
Got it from
Perhaps we
Did
do it
any
in
of
the
that really
inverse.
help us?
First of all,
No, I think
know
we
where
just use
Chihiro was
Celeste
headed.
account to refute blue, right? I feel like I'm being really stupid on this.
The one that...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong.
There, I'm overthinking this. They show me this new feature. I'm like, yo, do I use this?
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
How'd you know that? How'd you know that?
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
Uh-oh.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
Hey, man.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
They were burned. Or
No,
they
that can't be
disappeared.
it.
I assume they were
The bag
incinerated.
and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry.
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Her tongue is going in the womb.
Just
What the
by
hell?
chance. I just happened to see
What'd
it
she
last
do with
night.
that thing? Wait.
He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. Just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Mondo.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the
Oh,
culprit.
so she's doing the Phoenix right.
That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
The bluff.
That's right.
She thinks
However,
she's Phoenix right.
Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so
Yeah,
suspicious?
tell the class.
That's a good question.
Because I hate him.
There was a certain turning point
Oh.
that ticked me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Huh?
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
How do I put the log in? What was I can't even see the possible choices. I just want it to be funny.
You didn't notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a
You
friend.
must have found out.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really?
You
Killed
filled her
Chihiro?
up. You grabbed some you didn't expect to,
I
and then you
I
killed
didn't kill anyone.
killed him.
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
I forgot that's your homie.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty
That's how we're
shaky.
bros now.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my
What do
little
you-
ghost friend is telling
Do
me.
you have something, Hifumi?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really now? What you got? What you got? What you got? Because I don't
What
remember.
kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man.
So
just
close.
tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
The broken handbook?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Chihiro's handbook? You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belonged to Chihiro.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed.
Yeah,
I was
you're right, we
totally
didn't-
sure I'd
We
found
didn't
it.
find it while investigating
Then
that.
it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
It's
I
broken as
imagine
well?
the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
Damn.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
Be careful, you might piss off Monokuma.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken.
Yeah, I don't
as
know,
is
man.
Leon's, sitting
They're
useless
kind of
in
0
the
for
main
2
hall.
right now.
For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbook break? There's only one... But you said they're not programmable. Unless it has a weak point or a bug. By exploiting a bug. Nah. After you these things in debug to hell and back, we couldn't afford a recall. Alright.
I got it!
By hitting its weak point.
You already
What
told
is
us
its
before
weak
that the
point?
handbook has one weak point, didn't
We
you?
did say that.
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break,
Somebody
and 2 of them
knows.
broke in quick succession, then
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
You know, bro.
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
High temperatures.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting.
I didn't know
I
that.
learned one new fact today.
That is a mere
But-
trifling speck of knowledge.
I mean, trifling
Anyway,
spang on the
if
shut
you
up.
found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But
But
how?
how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
There's only two other people I know of that went into the sauna. Mondo and Ishimaru.
What do you mean by accident?
I don't know, man. It's not looking good for
What
you.
if the killer took their own
Mondo.
handbook into the sauna, not
We
knowing
don't know
its
any.
weakness?
I mean, we
and it
don't know
broke.
anyone else that went into the sauna though. So
They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had
how'd
an
they bring
easy
that
way to
into the
dispose of
sauna
it.
though?
I won't say it's not possible, but Who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
You know, when wore all their clothes into the sauna. Didn't both of them do that? Yeah, Ishimaru. It was both of them, right?
Here's my answer.
Anyways, Mondo.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest,
he kept
Mondo
his
just so
clothes
happened
on.
to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily
I guess I
destroy it.
misremembered.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, bruh. Iron is meat like this, and I gotta prove you wrong. Got 3 truth bullets this time.
Let's
I
test
forgot how to
Makoto's
change.
assertion.
Oh, yeah, L1.
If
Yes.
what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well,
It's a
my
handbook,
goddamn
bro.
handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
Chihiro's.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Chihiro's handbook. But maybe I should have read what Makoto actually just said.
If what he says, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook, then that proves that what Makoto said.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look, Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during the Sauna Showdown. If I can prove that, that would show that the handbook Mondo has actually must be.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you
Oops.
broke your own
Can we just
handbook.
turn it on? Am I overthinking this or something?
A few moments later.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I feel like I'm overthinking this. If I just keep repeating this, it's just...
Let's test Makoto's if what he says is correct, you broke your own handbook.
In other words,
If what he says is correct,
I got it.
you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works.
No, that's wrong.
It's... But like you said, it's very unlikely that Leon's broke.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
That broken one was his. Like, it's very... Yeah, like you said, it's very unlikely that Leon's broke. He hasn't been near heat like that. The best thing you could say is like when Leon was at the incinerator, but yeah, wow.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall.
Just had to read it real closely.
Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! the punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it.
I guess because he's dead.
There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
Yeah.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake.
Yeah, speak up, boy.
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
Oh, is this?
That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Oh boy, this. We have a lot to work through. Should we work backwards this time? No. Nah, I feel like that's not really gonna help. God damn, look at how much. Okay. Maybe we should work. No. He's still an ass for moving it. Unless this is. The hamburger happened to it, but it fucking broke. Wait, maybe it was. Oh, it was. Yeah, no, it does start from the beginning. It uses the manga rules. Right to left, right to left. So yeah, this is my fault. Whoops. Okay. So Chihiro, what's her name? Going in. She sees the bag. Yeah, that's what she's looking at right there. Act 2. What's going on here? Oh. There's a picture of the girls' locker room as well, though. That's probably what goes in one of these, so. They're like, hey, what's up? Oh no, there's one of the boys right there. This one is Chihiro scanning it, going into the boys. Here he has the dumbbell. He gets killed. Damn. There's the carpet. Yeah, the carpet, the poster. There's two of them of the poster. Oh. Perhaps that's where the poster is supposed to be. It's showing the blood going onto there. Oh, we'll adjust that in a second. Why did he do it, though? Wait, what is this? Let's get Byakuya's shit out the way first. I got the cord, strung her up, wrote the message, because he's petty like that, I guess. And this is where he pulls out that key card and tosses it into the sauna. Can we get? I'm pretty sure we can hit the question mark to like get more info on it, like that first one I did on accident. Kuro took something from the other locker room and switched it. This one is. Which locker room did the killer move to? The girls. What is this one then? Perhaps this is... Wait, take this off for a sec. The weapon. Yeah, that's it. I had it. Perhaps this is the poster. Some blood splattered onto something. Yeah, the poster. Rolled up the carpet, poster, went to the girls. Put it up here. Okay, I think we got it. Yeah, let's do this.
Here's exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct?
Mm-hmm.
At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Yep.
That something was a
That
blue
one was
tracksuit.
easy.
You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Dun-dun. He's actually a dude.
Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro,
bonk,
and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Do we have a motive yet? Like, why do you kill Chihiro?
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
Got it.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Yeah, I feel pretty good right now. I think I got everything.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work.
I'm sorry, wait, I missed that last part.
They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things.
Yakuya,
but
big
no.
dumbass, trying to be funny.
Yakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
You're doing this for what, bruh?
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
even took his blood.
Then, using the victim's own blood,
yeah,
he left
you're a
grisly
sick
message there at the scene of the
bastard,
crime.
Byakuya.
He wanted to create the
I was
illusion
hoping
that Genocide
when he said
Jack was
he's
responsible
messed
for
with
the
the crime,
slaughter.
you say, oh yeah, it's just paint or something. No. Oh, man. What? Where did the killer go after they were done? Oh, my bad. Oh, it's here. The sauna.
Here's exactly what happened.
Okay, I can't fuck this up now, because this is my last
And
life.
around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook.
Yep.
And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Just barely complete.
Wait,
I don't have much life to
this
left,
can't be right.
so
Where's your evidence?
oh, this is it.
Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Evidence that Mondo is the killer had already revealed itself early in the trial, and somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Once I do that, everything will become clear. What? Oh, the bullet time baths, fever time, and nega time. Doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter if I missay it. I can say that anyways. Nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the R1 button, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. You can push, yeah, whatever to destroy. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if you only got access to special time, right? So you've also prepared something called Nega Time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates Nega Time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. You know, I remember last time I had to do this, it wasn't really in rhythm, and I don't know, it felt a bit off to me. Of course, the rhythm game snob is saying that. If you were to activate fever time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if you, yeah. Good luck and have fun. The moment of truth.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False.
Fever time.
I refuse to vote.
Oh,
Show me
that's
some
it.
evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False.
Nuh-uh.
Show me some evidence. I won't listen.
There you go.
Show me some evidence.
Shut
This
up.
should prove it.
I love the high tempo the high tempo track they use in this game. It's so good.
If my thinking so far is
It's
right,
on the soundtrack. It's called, what's it? Super Final MTB. It's called MTB because, like, I think in originally these were called Machine Gun Talk Battles. Anyways, yeah, it's really good. This game's music is good.
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, We can just check each of our handbooks right now.
Yes, that's what I'm
Once we
saying.
do that,
Just
we'll...
open your handbook, man.
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Man. Hey, I got 8. Oh, there's a B there. What happened at 10? Oh, I remember when I messed up like twice, 3 times. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Technique, what is that about? Oh no.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up.
Do I get any chance to save during these? Oh, I do. I guess I could have stopped, but that's no fun.
Go ahead, Monica.
Might as well.
Get it over with.
Yeah, get it
Ask
over with.
for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting.
But why?
No holding on.
No, why?
Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank. Who will you elect as the blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Oh shit. Yep. Another deal. Why is it like this? Actually, no, this is very much in Monokuma's style.
What?
Uh-oh. Looks like... This time it looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so. The blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Uwada. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
But it looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence, so he'll allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of 2 men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the circle button to fast forward the text. Nah, I won't do that. Anyway, there was once a young boy. His name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex started taking root deep inside him, and was not so easily weeded out. This is actually kind of... He was right. This is a little sad. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Damn. Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. Damn, dude. This is kind of fucked up now. Why did I assume you're getting to that, but after all, this world is the survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
That was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack and the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust in such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry. But...
Damn. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself and become stronger. I'm just getting screenshots of whatever I can. You know.
I want to change.
Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then asking them to help him from there. That person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang felt it had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him to become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Oh. Huh? Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro's... to protect his secret? Damn.
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done? Wait. Yeah.
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in a boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then, Mondo did all that to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you... Because, no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat
How many
myself.
times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? An embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know?
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Damn. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but this respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. Before anyone knew it, they had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the only brother, #1 in the gang, and his #2, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy, when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday. His brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. He's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Just once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. On the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. Oh shit. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, he took the hit for him. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Cause it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. Damn. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in his gang, but to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that caused the accident, and as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his own brother. Dai was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
Damn. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it would have been for nothing. So that's why, Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety weighed down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. Felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us...
You piece of...
So what? You saying I should just say it?
What?
You saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I had never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What do you want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why'd you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face? No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Taya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey.
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it! Look at him. You see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. You bastard! Shut up, you son of a bitch! Go ahead, say that again, I dare you!
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. It's what I want to say, but unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution? That's what I promised you, right? The Blacken that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Oh boy. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Yep. Sure is. I said wait.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Shit. Man. Mondo has been found guilty. Time for the punishment! Yeah, I'm pretty good, Monokuma. You think so? What is this? Like that circus? The cage, I don't remember the name. The Cage of Death. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's just go, yeah, that's what it's called. This one specifically. Mono even has his freaking, what's it called? His hairstyle. Or no, Monokuma has it. What the hell? He just spun to his death. In none but mush. The Mondo butter. Oh, I forgot about that. The Mondo butter. laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murder. Another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I just let it happen. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game? Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that...
However...
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too? That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. Didn't have the slightest idea I'd seen him.
Well...
So, you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I figured it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene?
But
damn, man, if we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously, I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I have to watch out for.
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next? You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean?
What the heck? Damn it!
Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh,
The noble son of a noble family. Surely you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Ooh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper. Sounds like somebody needs a nap. Jeez, man. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. What the?
Well, anyway, like I was saying...
The hell? What is this?
This is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part.
Part?
You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right?
Really now?
Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
You were supposed to make your first... There's one thing I like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
You're so weird. Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh.
Oh.
My. You really took me by surprise there.
Where's this?
I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
You have friends, Monokuma? Chapter 2. The end. Damn, surviving students. To be continued. You received a crazy diamond present. His jacket? Really? Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, let's stop right here, dude. Cause holy shit. We are 2 hours in, yeah. That was a long trial. I guess it's to be expected. Yeah. What? Wait, what did I do? Okay. No, we're good. Anyways, yeah. Holy. We found out Mondo killed Chihiro. Chihiro was a dude, and all of that. Yeah, this is, actually going through this game for myself, playing it on my own. It's very entertaining. Anyways, yeah, if you like this video, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Cause I think, I don't know when, I can't say when my next upload is gonna be. I never can say that. Sorry. And yeah, I will see you guys later.